Hey, welcome back to a new video. My name is Ross and today we are at part 2 of this building right behind me. So if you missed it out, there is a part 1 where we have made a start making this build. So if you want to build this building, then I highly recommend go and watch part 1 first. Anyway, welcome back. Today we are going to keep on building with this building itself. And last time I promised to not just help you out how to finish this build, but also tell you a little bit about this building and what you can do with it, and also how you can expand it, and some tips and tricks what you can do with making this building. So first and foremost, of course, the most obvious thing is that of course this build looks amazing with the shader pack, but that's because I use a shader pack, and the shader pack is called Shielders Vibrant Shaders V1.18 High. That's the one I use if you want your game to look like this and the building to look like this right behind me. So with that said, we are going to continue with making this building itself. And in part 1 we ended up with this. So we basically made all the layers. We have the bottom layer and we have all the other layers as well. And in that video I also told you or explained that these layers are basically just copy and pasting, and the design of the layers themselves are a little bit different. So some have a little bit of a different detail, the other ones have like smaller details, but as you can see some are exactly the same. And that's the cool thing about this building, because as I said in the beginning, this is a building that you can copy and paste and make as big as you want. And that's the cool thing about this building. But anyway, we ended up with something like this. So we made all the layers and all we have left to do is the roof and also all the details around this bottom layer down here where we have the overhang and stuff like that. So before we begin with building, if this is the first video you see of my channel, go check out my channel, because I have a lot of buildings that also are very much like this one behind me. There are a lot of them that are inspired by the same kind of architecture. So if you are interested in these kind of buildings and you want to learn how to make them, then my channel is the right place to go to. That's very close, sorry. So yeah, go check that out if you haven't. So anyway, first let's make it day, and that's much better. So now it's day, and I guess we should continue making this incredible building. So as I said last time, we finished off with the last layer. So all we have to do is the roof and the glass part, and also all these places and things down here. So let's first start with the roof, and as you can see we need a few items, which is the dark prismarine a lot, and also some glass. And actually I have the full list down here, so if you're wondering what you need, just check this list of blocks out. You probably don't need these blocks anymore, but like the stone, the glass, and we need a lot of prismarine and stuff like that. So let's start with the first step. So if it comes to roofs, it's pretty easy to do if you first make the roof and then the windows within the roofs. Instead of trying to make the roof with the windows already in it, it's better to just make a closed roof and then later down the line just carve out the windows themselves. How are we going to do this? Well, first let's start with dark prismarine, and we are going to this block over here, which is the cut sandstone, and we place one block of dark prismarine on top, then a dark prismarine stair like this, then we go diagonal like this, and we don't need this block so we can break that one, a normal full block, and then a dark prismarine stair again. And as you can see we make steps. And we do that one more time. So go diagonal with a full block like this, and then one more stair like this. So it is block, stair, diagonal, block, stair, diagonal, and then block and stair like this. And what we are going to do is we are going to continue this pattern all the way till here. So we are not going to do the circle part yet, but let's first make this kind of pattern all the way up till here. And if you've done that right, it should look like this. But of course what we have done over here will also be done over here. So just copy this part all the way to this side and also do the exact same pattern and stop until here. And if you understood what I meant this. So if you did it right, now we have a roof part over here, and now we need to make the circle shape or the bend, and that's a little harder to do, but I will explain how to do it. So we are going to do this layer by layer, and the first layer will be dark prismarine, and you can start from one of these sides. I will start from this side, and now we are going from this block diagonal, and we place 1, 2 and 3 blocks like this. Then we go diagonal, we place 2 blocks, and we go diagonal and also make the corner, and we place 2 blocks again like this, and then 3 blocks, 1, 2 and 3. And as you can see, now we have a nice bend. So it's 3 blocks, 2 blocks, 2 blocks and 3 blocks like this. Then on top of those blocks we are going to place stairs, just normal stairs, and you will see these little gaps. We will fix that later, so don't worry about that. These 3 stairs will be facing this way, and these 2 stairs as well, but these will face the other way. So these 2 stairs will be like this, and then these 3 stairs will be facing like this. So as you can see, they are mirrored basically. So to fix those little holes that we now have, we can just place the dark prismarine blocks to close those little holes off. And as you can see, now we don't have those little weird holes anymore. For the next layer, we are going to continue with the same pattern. So first we are going diagonal like this with a full block. Then we place 2 blocks, 3 blocks like this. Then we go diagonal, we place 1 block and 2 blocks, and that will immediately go into a corner like this. And then we place diagonal from that block another 3 blocks like this. So from the top you have 3 blocks, then a kind of an arrow shape, and then 3 blocks like this. And when you have done that, grab the prismarine stairs, and we are going to place prismarine stairs on top of these blocks that we just placed. So on this side we place them like this, and then over here we make a corner like this, you can see. And then on this side we are facing them the other way like so. Now we have these little holes again, and again we are going to fill these in with just dark prismarine blocks from the inside. So just go inside and place these blocks, and as you can see, now those holes are gone. Going to the next layer is exactly the same thing. We are going to start with blocks again. We go diagonal from this block over here, and we place 1, 2 and 3. Then we go diagonal from that, we place 1 block, and then 1, 2 and 3 from that. So if you look from the top, it's 3 blocks, 1 diagonal, and then diagonal again, 3 blocks that way. And from the outside it looks like this. And again, on top of those blocks we are also going to place stairs. But this will be a little bit different, because how are you going to place a stair on one single block? Well, we just don't. Only on these 3 blocks we will place 3 stairs like this, and on these 3 blocks we will also place 3 stairs like this. And this middle block, we will only place a slab. Nothing more, nothing less. So now we are of course going to fill these little holes, and what we are going to do is place a full block, then over here place a full block on this side and on this side like this, and also place a full block on the other side. So if you look from the outside, you will end up with this. So now we created some kind of bend in the roof. It looks a bit janky, but don't worry, because of the windows it will all look different in a second. So what we are now going to do is I will show you how to make all the windows on the roof on this side, and then you only have to copy this side to the other side. Otherwise I have to show everything, and that's the video will be way too long otherwise. So let's just make this side, and all you have to do is copy this part and put it on the other side. So let's first start with some chimneys, because the roof looks a little bit bland. And how we are going to fix that is by using some cut sandstone. And what we are going to do is we are going to look at this row of windows, and we have this pillar and we have this pillar between the windows, of course. And we are going to look at this second pillar over here. And we go to the most right block, which is this one. And we go up and we skip this first prismarine block and this stair, and then the block above we will break. So as you can see, we have this pillar, we have this window, we skip this window, we go to this pillar over here, this part between the two windows, we go to the most right block. Then we go straight up and we skip the first block and the first stair of prismarine, and then the next block is the block that we will break. Now we are going to skip this pillar and these two windows, and we go to this one over here, and we are going to do the exact same thing. So we go to the most right block, which is this one, we go straight up, we skip this block, we skip this stair, and we break this prismarine block right here. We do this exactly the same thing again. So we skip this window, this pillar and this window. We go to this next pillar, or the part between the windows basically. And also the most righter block, which is this one, if that's even a word, righter. So the most right block over here, we go straight up, we skip this block and this stair, and we break this prismarine block. So if you did it right, you end up with this. Now what we are going to do is we break also this stair, and within this little gap, we are first going to place a sandstone or a cut sandstone block, then a upside down smooth sandstone stair. Then we place on top of that stair 2 smooth sandstone blocks, and then 1 cut sandstone block on top of that. And we are going to do this with all these 3, so also with this one. First a cut sandstone block, an upside down smooth sandstone stair, then 2 smooth sandstone blocks, and a cut sandstone block on top of that. And for this one, of course, as well. When you have done that, we are going to take the cut sandstone, and what we are going to do is we are going to extend this one inwards by 4 blocks, or actually by 3 blocks, and together it will be 4 blocks. So this is block 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we are going to do this with all these 3. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, like this. And then of course you have this little gap. We don't want that, so we are going to break that stair and we replace it with smooth sandstone. And we are going to do this with all these stairs, so over here as well and over here, like this. And then on top of these cut sandstones, we will place 3 stone bricks next to each other. So 1, 2, and 3, like this. So not on the 4th block, only on the first 3, like so. But of course, to make it look a little bit more like a chimney, we need some string. So if you didn't know, by using some string on top of a wall, you actually get this little part popping up, which you normally don't have. So if you put a string right in the middle, as you can see now, you have like 3 little crowns or whatever you want to call them. So that looks more like a chimney. From the outside it looks like this, and that looks much better. But of course this roof also misses some windows. And how are we going to make these windows? That is with the dark prismarine blocks and the stairs and the slabs. What we are going to do is we are going to the first 2 chimneys over here, and right between these 2 we are going to make 2 little windows. And first of all, we are going down to the stair, the first stair layer, which is this one. Then we have this chimney, and we go 1 block next to it, and we break this stair. Actually, we break 3 stairs. So this is stair 1, stair 2, and stair 3, like this. What we then are going to do is we are going to place both full blocks on both sides. And then we are going to count 2 blocks. So this is block 1 and 2. And we do this on the other side as well. We also break this block in the middle, because we of course want a window, and also this stair. And what we are then going to do is we are going to place a stair on top of these full blocks. 1 stair facing this way and the other side facing the other way. So if you can see, these stairs are actually connecting and making a corner over here. And also over here you get a little corner. Now we take the dark prismarine slab. All we have to do is place 1 and 2 slabs like this, and there you have your first little window. Now we are going to do this, of course, on this side as well to make it symmetrical. So again, next to this chimney, break the first 1, 2, and 3 stairs like this. So as you can see, we keep one strip of blocks between the two windows. And again, a full block on one side, on the other side, and make them too high. Then a stair like this, and a stair the other way like this. And we break this stair and this block in the middle like so. And as you can see, these stairs will be connecting, and over here as well. And then just dark prismarine slabs 1 and 2, and there you go, you have your window. Now we are going to do this on this side of this chimney as well, but just one window, because, well, this build needs to be a little bit bigger to make more windows. But because this is just a showcase how to make these kind of buildings, I can only fit one window over here. So again, same window design. Next to this chimney, break 1, 2, and 3 of these stairs. Replace them with 2 blocks like this, and place another block on top of them. A stair like this, a stair the other way. Break these 2 blocks in the middle, and also the 2 slabs on top, and there you go. Now over here between these 2 chimneys, we will have a big window. To make the big window, we are going to count from this chimney to the right. We skip the first block, and then we go to the second stair over here. So as you can see, we have the chimney, which is this line. We skip 1 block, this is the first block, and then the second stair is the one that we are going to break. So between this window and this window will be 2 stairs over here. Then we are going to do this on the other side as well. So we have this chimney, we go to the left in this case, we skip this block and we go to the next block and we break that stair over here. And we break all the stairs in the middle as well. Then we place on both sides a full block like this. And we are going to place 1 full block, 2 full blocks, and 3 full blocks on either side like this. Then we are placing a stair like this, and a stair the other way as well like this, and another stair against that, so like this, to extend it all the way into the roof. And of course you get these little holes which we don't want, and we also don't need these blocks, so break all the middle blocks and break this stair and replace it with a full block on both sides like this. So now we don't have a little gap over there. When you have done that, you have this design. Then we are going to place a slab over here on the other side as well. And then we go 1 slab up and we place the last 2 slabs. So now we have a big window, but as you can see, they are not completely connected. So we have to break this stair and replace it with a full block like this. And now everything is nicely connected. And of course we want the full window, so we can break these 3 blocks in the middle as well. So now we have a nice big window. On this side of the chimney, we also will make these smaller windows. So if you can remember, next to this chimney, immediately the block next to it, and down here, the first stair, we will break this stair, and then break 1 stair, 2 stair, and 3 stairs. Then we place a full block on both sides. We make 2 of them of 2 high, the 2 stairs, and of course break the middle blocks. And as you can see now, they are all connected, and the 2 slabs like this. So now we have 1, 2, 3 and 4 little windows like this, and 1 big window between these 2 chimneys. If you did it right, it should look like this. But of course the windows are still empty, so we are going to make the glass in the window. So first let's start with the big one. And the first, what we are going to do is we are going to place dark prismarine, a line of dark prismarine behind it. So go inside and place 3 blocks like this, and on both sides as well. So now we have a nice clean gap of the window. And then we are going to place 3 chains on the front row of the dark prismarines, on the dark prismarine blocks, and then we put gray carpet on top of these chains like this. Then the layer behind that, we are going to place a chain right in the middle, then make it 3 high. So this is chain 1, 2, and 3. Then we are going to place a string off the left of this top chain and on the right of that top chain. And then gray carpet on top of the strings and the chain. So if you do it right, you will have this design. But of course we still miss the glass, which we'll do later. But first let's start with the small windows, which are also very easy. The only thing we have to do is one chain and a carpet on top. That's all we have to do. So just in the front row, one chain and a carpet, one chain and a carpet. And for this window as well, one chain and a carpet. Then we go to the inside and we take the gray concrete. And just like we did with all the other windows, we are going to make a outline or a ring around the window with gray concrete. So let's start with the big one. 3 gray concrete blocks like this, and then 3 up and 3 up on the other side like this. We cannot really place any gray concrete up here because of the prismarine, so just around here. But for the small windows it will be a little bit different. First of all, we can break these 2 blocks on the side. And then we can create a outline around the window like this. So 2 gray concrete, then 1 on the bottom like this, and then 2 gray concretes like this. Don't need really the corner ones because you will never see it, but just make it like this. And we can do this with all the small windows. So we can break these 2 blocks, then place 2 gray concretes and 1 at the bottom. And we can do this with all the small windows like this. And then it's simply just the black glass, the black stained glass, the full blocks between the gray concrete all the way and fill it just all the way up. Also with the big window, just fill it all up with the glass, and then you have nicely some filled windows, and that looks amazing. So now that we have done that, you only have to copy this part and paste it on the other side. And if you have done that, your building will look like this. And actually that already looks amazing. Like just that roof with those windows actually completes your whole building. You can stop right here, but of course we want a nice roof with the glass part in it, so let's make that. But first let's finish the roof a little bit because we still miss 2 windows. And the 2 windows will be over here and over there, and they also will be these small windows. So what we are going to do is we are going to this corner right here, and we are going to break this block, and this block. So these 3 stairs we will break. Then we place 2 blocks like this, so 1 full block on either side like this, make them 2 high. And then of course we need the stair again, 1 stair going this way, the other stair going the other way, and we will break of course these 2 middle blocks like this. Now it's getting weird over here, so just replace that with a full block and you don't notice it anymore. And then of course we need the slabs, and which are 2 like this. And there you go, you have your little window over here. And of course we are going to create it on this side as well. So once again, break these 3 stairs, replace them with a block on either side, make them 2 high, 1 stair facing this way, the other stair facing the other way, break the 2 middle blocks, and then you get this weird stair over here, which we don't want. Break that one, replace it with a full block, and then the 2 slabs on top, and there you go. That looks much better. So of course these windows also need glass, and it's the same principle. So a chain and a gray carpet on top, and we do this on the other side as well. Then we go to the inside, and this is a little bit tricky. So we cannot really break any blocks over here, as you can see, because then you get a little gap. So all we can do right now is get some gray concrete, place only a block over here and over here, and we can only break this one and place a gray concrete like this. And we do this on the other side as well. So 1 gray concrete over here, 1 diagonal, and we can only break this block and replace it with gray concrete. And of course then we can fill it up with some black stained glass. And there you go, you have your 2 last windows in your roof, and that looks amazing. That really looks awesome. But we are not done with the roof because it's one big giant hole and that's not really good. So first of all, let's just fill this in to make it a little bit easier. It's a bit hard to actually make the glass part while building the roof. So what I like to do is just fill in the whole roof and then just break the blocks where I want the glass to be. So that's what we are going to do. Just take the dark prismarine and just place this whole thing and fill it all with dark prismarine till you have one big square of dark prismarine. And with the power of some world edit, I can make it very fast. So if you did it right, it should look like this. It uses a lot of dark prismarine, so if you make this in survival, then, well, I hope you have a good farm, because otherwise it's gonna be a little bit of a hard time for you to make this whole roof. But anyway, if you did that, then it should look like this. And the first thing what we are going to do is actually border this roof, because right now it's a bit of a weird transition because, well, there is no border. And normally all my builds have some kind of border around their roof, and we want this on this roof as well. And that's what we are going to do. So for this we need the polished deep slate slab, but also the stair, some stone brick walls, and also some iron bars. But let's first start with the polished deep slate slab. And what we are going to do is we are going to just simply place on the most outer part, which is this block over here, so not on the stairs but one block back. We are just going to make an outline of these slabs all around the roof. So also over here around the part, around this bend. Then we go a diagonal and place some, and then like this, like so, and we go all the way around like this. So if you did it right, it should look like this then. And then we are going to use the deep slate stair. Then what we are going to do is between these 2 chimneys, we are going to the left side and we skip the first slab and we break the second one. And we do this on the other side as well. So we skip the first one and we break the second one. And then we place a stair like this, facing that way. And the other one the other way around. So face them like this. So this one goes like this. And the right one goes like this. So don't face them the other way. Not like that, but face them this way. Like so. When we have done that, we are going to do this exact same thing between these 2 chimneys. So we break this one and this one. So we skip the first 2 slabs, or the first slab basically. And we place 2 stairs like this. Over here at this chimney, we also skip this first slab, we break this one and we place a stair facing that way. Just one over there. Over here as well, when we go into the bend, we skip the first slab, we break the second slab, and we replace it with a stair facing that way. Then, this is going to be a little bit different because of course we have a bend. So over here, the first 3 slabs, we break the middle one, and we face it the same way as this stair, the stair that we just placed, like this. Now, of course, we make a corner, so that means that we have to do it the other way around on this side. So from this chimney, we skip the first slab, we break this one, and this one is going to face that way. Then these 3 slabs, we break the middle one, and we face this stair just like this stair. And if you did it right, it should then end up looking like this. And of course, what we did over there will also be done over here. So one stair like this, and over here goes one, over here goes one, and over here, and one over here like this. So if you did it right, it then should look like this at the end. Then we are going to use the stone brick walls and also the iron bars. And what we are going to do is we are going to find the exact middle one. So this is the middle slab. And right behind the middle slab, we will place a just a brick wall. and 1 iron bar on top of that. And we are going to do this between these 2 chimneys as well. Find the middle one and place a iron bar on top of the wall. Over here we don't really have a middle one, but as you can see we have a stair, then a slab, and then the second slab we place a like a wall behind it. So we do this on the same thing on this side. So we have a stair, a slab, and then the second slab behind that will be a wall and a iron bar, just to keep it symmetrical throughout the whole build. Then we are going to do this on this side, of course, as well. And if you did that right, it should look like this. And of course, then we still have this part left to do. So grab your stone brick walls and we place one right in this corner, and one in this corner, and one in this corner. Pretty simple. And on top of all of those, we are going to place also iron bars like that. And that's basically it. So now we have a nice line on top of this roof. Looks amazing. So now, of course, we are left with the glass part on this roof. So what we are going to do is we are going to the left side over here. And what we are going to do is we are going to count from this slab. And we count 1 block, 2 block, 3 block, and 4 blocks. And then on the 5th one, we break it. So this is block 1, 2, 3, and 4. And on the 5th block, we are going to break that block and replace it with gray concrete. Then on top of that gray concrete, we are going to use the gray stained glass. So not the black stained glass, but the gray stained glass blocks. And we place 1 block like this. Then we place 2 diagonal, like so. Then we go diagonal again. And we place 3 blocks. So 1, 2, and 3, like this. And then we are going downwards again. So go diagonal downwards. Place 2 blocks and then 1 block like this. So now we have a nice little bend or some kind of arch like this. Now beneath this glass block we also place a gray concrete block, and then all the blocks in between we will break. Now the fun thing is we are going to do this pattern all the way till somewhere over here. So of course we will also make a bend. So let's do this pattern for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16, 17, and 18 blocks. Let's do it first with 18 blocks. So do this pattern and also, of course, break these middle blocks because we don't need them. And just recreate this same pattern all the way for 18 blocks. And if you did that right, it should then look like this. And we are, of course, going to do this on the other side as well. And then we will meet up somewhere around here. So let's just do the exact same thing. First, we are going to count from this slab 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then on the 5th block we break. So between these two are 1, 2, 3, and 4 blocks. And then we place a gray concrete. And then a glass block. Then diagonal upwards. And we place 2 glass blocks. Then go diagonal again, 3 blocks, then go diagonal downwards, 2 blocks, and then 1 block again, and also gray concrete, and break everything in the middle. And just go all the way, and as you can see, this line goes perfectly to this glass block over here. So just do this pattern like we did over here, also on this side. And you will see that we then meet up, and then you will notice that there will be a gap over here, but we will make a nice bend, and that's something for later. So first let's make this pattern just like we did over here, all the way till like this block over here. So if you did that right, you should end up with this, nicely connected to each other, and you will see that it meets up right there. But of course we can just continue and make a like a straight corner, but we don't want that. We of course want a nice bend within the glass. And we will do this a little bit by layer. So first of all, let's start with the gray concrete. And what we are going to do is we are going to add 4 more blocks. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 on this side. And on this side as well. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 like this. Then we are going inwards on both sides and we place 2 blocks like this. and we make the corner and 2 blocks like this. So if you did it right, you will have a nice bend like this. So 4 blocks, 2 blocks, 2 blocks, and 4 blocks like this. Now everything in the middle will be broken away. So we don't need all this prismarine anymore. We can just break all of this prismarine. Just like this. And there you go. So now it's nice and open. And on top of all this gray concrete, we will place some gray stained glass blocks like so. Now what we are going to do is we are going to use the glass again. And we are going to place glass in these corners. Normally we break those, but in this case we are going to place them. So one over here, one in this corner, and one over here. So from the top it then looks like this. Then we are going to use the next layer and we are just going to make an outline. So add 3 blocks, then go inwards by 1 block and then go across like this. So basically we are following this path to the other side. So over here we do the same thing, add 3 blocks, then go inwards and add another 2 blocks like this. Then we place a glass block right in this corner over here. And we are going to fill these 2 gaps up with 2 blocks. So over here, place 2 glass blocks and over here. And if you did it right, you will have then this kind of pattern from up above. So if you did it right, it should look like this. Then the next layer is going to follow this path again. So let's start with this side and we're just going to follow the same outline till the other side like this. But before we are going to close this down, we of course have a nice round edge over here, but we should also do this over here on this side. So this is a very sharp edge. And what we are going to do is we are going to break this prismarine block and we are going to replace it with gray concrete. Then we are going to break this block of glass and gray concrete and we place 1 block of glass like this. Then we are going to place a glass block over here to close off that gap. So now you see that we start to get a little bit of a rounder edge over here. And then over here we will place a glass block in this corner right here. Now we are going to follow this pattern with this layer of glass. So we are going to follow that path like that. And now we can close off this little hole that is left. And if you did that right, it then should look like this from up above. It's pretty hard to explain how to make it, but if you did it right, it should look like this. Now this glass is pretty much just floating in the air and it's not really that strong. So to make it look like it's very strong and sturdy, we are going to make some kind of bends around the glass that basically keeps up the glass roof. And how we are going to do this is by going to this first stone brick wall over here. And then right against that glass at the same line, as you can see, this is the stone brick wall and then all the way to the glass, we are going to place a deep slate tile wall like this. So on the same level as this wall right here. Then we go up and we place a wall over here and a wall next to it so that it is connected. Then we place a wall on top of this one and 2 walls next to it like this. And then we take the slab, the deep slate tile slab, and we place 1 slab on top of this wall, then 1, 2, 3 slabs on top of the glass, and then 1 slab on the other side as well. And then we do the same pattern what we did over here on the other side. So say a wall here, 1 next to it, 1 next to it, then go down, go to the right, and then go down again. So if you did it right, you should have this pattern around the glass like this. And this pattern is also the same pattern that we are going to do at every of these stone brick walls. So also over here, right at this stone brick wall, and also over here. Just like this. So one more time, this one is maybe a little bit different, but one more time, a deep slate tile wall, then 1 on top, 1 next to it, 1 on top again of this one, then 3, so 1, 2, and 3. And then a deep slate tile slab on top of this wall, then 1, 2, and 3 slabs, and then 1 going outwards, and underneath that a one of these walls, and then another wall, and then we stop over here. For this one, we just stop over here for a second. Why? Because this part is of course going into a corner, so this can be a little bit different. So just stop over there. And what we did over here is also what we are going to do over here. So again, all these bricks, these stone brick walls, go to the back on the same line of this stone brick wall to the glass and make that same pattern what we just did. So with the deep slate tile slabs and the walls, like this, and then go down, and then 1 and 2 like this. Same pattern as that one, and do this on the other side as well. So we still miss 2 of them. And if you did that right, it then ends up looking like this. Now, what about this corner over here? So what we are going to do is we are going to use the deep slate tile walls again, and we are going to connect these two. So we place a wall right here. So as you can see, it's now connected. Then we place a wall over here on this glass block and one wall over here. So diagonal, just 2 walls. They don't have to be connected or anything, just 2 walls like this. In that way, it looks a little bit as if it is going diagonal. So that looks a lot better. Now what we are going to do is we are going to use the chain. And the chain will be connected between all of these like arches. So over here, if we have the glass at this bow over here, we are going to place a chain over here on top above this glass. So not in the middle, we skip this middle one and we place one over here. So we skip this slab, then on this slab will be a chain, then we skip a slab, and on this slab will be a chain, and then we skip a slab again. Then one chain will be down here and on the other side as well, like this. And one chain will be in this corner and will be in this corner. And what we are going to do is we are going to connect those chains all the way to the other side, all the way to the other arch, like so. And we are going to do this with all of these chains. So if you did that right, then it looks like this, as if it's very much supported. So that's looks very strong. So what we are going to do is we are going to do the same thing between these 2 arches as well, with the chains. Now for this chain over here, if you are going to continue with that chain, you will see that it hits the glass instead of the actual arch, but that's completely fine. So just extend it all the way till the glass over here. So do this with all of these chains. Just go and continue with the chains between these 2 arches. And as you can see, by doing that, it looks much cooler. Now, of course, all these chains will also be done on this side as well. So by doing that, that looks like this, and that looks awesome. But we still miss a little part over here. But first, we are going to make some kind of arch that is going diagonal, which is a little bit harder, and then we are going to connect these chains. So let's first start with the diagonal kind of bend like we made over here. And for that, we are going to use the deep slate tile walls, and we are going to this corner right here, right in the middle of this bend. And we are going to place a wall over here, a wall within this corner, and a wall within this corner, like this. Then we are going to use the deep slate tile slab, and we are only going to place a slab over here and on this one, so not on the bottom one. Then we are going to go diagonal with the slabs, and we place 1, 2, and 3, and a 4th slab as well. But first, let's place a deep slate tile wall in this little corner over here, in this little gap. And then on top of that, we will also place a deep slate tile slab like this. And if you did that right, it then looks like this from the outside, which looks very good. Now connecting these chains will also be a little bit different. For these top chains, it will be pretty easy. Just go and continue with the chains, and then you will see that it connects nicely to all of these slabs. But for the bottom versions of the chains, that will be a little bit different because, of course, this chain will then all of a sudden go over this glass, over this gap, and that looks a bit weird. So what we are going to do is actually pretty easy. Now, it might not look that great from close up, but from the outside, it still looks fine. Or from the bottom, when you are in the building or when you fly over, it doesn't really look that weird. So what we are going to do is with this chain, which is connected to this wall over here, we are going to continue and we are going to place 1 chain, 2 chains, and 3 chains like this. So where this glass stops, we also stop with the chain. And then we are going to place a chain on this slab over here on this side, and we place 1 and 2 chains like this. Looks a bit weird, but that's how we are going to do it. And we also go do that with the bottom chain as well. So we are going to continue with that chain and we stop where the glass stops. And the easy way of doing that is by placing a chain over here and another chain, and we break this first chain as well. And then it looks like it is going diagonal, even though it looks a little bit weird. But this part is something that we are going to do on this side as well. So over here as well, place the chains till the glass stops, and then place 2 chains over here, like so. And then down here as well, we place the chains till the glass stops right here. And then we place the rest of the chains, we break this one. And then from the top, it then looks like this. So now we have a nice glass roof that is actually completely done. And it looks amazing. So by the point of recording this, I have actually uploaded the first video of this building, and that means that I also found out about the glitch of the audio. So what happened is that I had my settings wrong, and breaking blocks and replacing them was very loud, and as you can hear right now, it's not that loud anymore. So again, sorry for the inconvenience of the first part of this video and of course the last video. But it's now over, it's now done, so let's keep building. So this build looks absolutely awesome already, but of course, to make it a little bit more special, I think we need some overhangs or some kind of parasols around here, around this bend and everywhere, to make it a little bit more special. For example, if you want a nice shop front over here or whatever, it's nice to have some kind of overhang. So that's what we are going to make. So yet again, I will work on this side and you only have to copy it to this side. So first let's start over here in this very corner over here. And what we are going to do is we are going to take the deep slate tile slabs and we are going to do this slab right here. So not above this pillar, above this stair, but to this slab right next to it. And we place a slab right against that. Then as you can see, we have 2 windows over here. So what we are going to do is we are going to use this deep slate tile slab and we make it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9 blocks long. So as you can see, we go from this corner over here right next to this stair to this stair over here. So in that case, we are passing 2 windows and then we make a little bit of a gap. And we do the exact same thing. So we start over here. So have a gap of 1 block and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9 like this. And it may be good to mention that this slab is against the stone brick slabs, as you can see. So it's not down here, it's over here against this slab. And then we are going diagonal. So we are going diagonal by 1 slab like so. And then we do this 1 more time. So if you look from the side, you have 1 slab over here, then diagonal, another one, and then another diagonal slab like this. And we also make these 9 blocks long. So just continue to make them 9 blocks long like this. Very simple. And we are going to do this with this one as well. And that looks like this if you did that right. Now we are going to the door, and the door has a very different type of overhang, and we are going to use a lot of colors. We are going to use the prismarine brick slab, some wax oxidized copper block or the cut copper, slab, and also some dark prismarine, a stair, and also the slab, and also some warped slab. So we have a nice gradient of like green, bluish colors. So we are going to start with the most lightest color, which is the prismarine brick slab. These slabs. And what we are going to do is we are going to place right in the middle of the door 2 slabs like this, but actually one higher. So not over here, but actually one higher. So place another one on top like this. So if you did it right, you should end up with this. So the slab should be here against the fence and the iron bars and the chain over here. So not down here, but one slab upwards or half block. And then we are going to make 4 of them, so 2 by 2, as you can see like this, right in the center of the door. Then we use the wax oxidized cut copper, and what we are going to do is we are going around this, these 4 blocks that we just placed, but then one slab down. So we start over here, and then we basically go around like this. And then we break these 2 corner blocks right here. So if you did it right, it then should end up looking like this. Then the next step, we are going to use the warp stairs, and we are going to place a stair right here on this side like this, and on the other side as well like this. Then what we are going to do is we use the warp slab, and we are going, just like we did with this line, we are going around it like so. Just go around like so, and then we break these 2 corners and these 2 corners. So if you did it right, it should look like this. So we have a stair over here and on this side as well, and then slab over here, diagonal from that a slab, then 2 slabs over here, and then go around with the same design. So a slab over here and a slab over here and a stair. So if you did it right, you should end up with this design. And then we are going to the dark prismarine, which is the last step. So what we are going to do now is we are using the dark prismarine normal block, and we are going to place 2 blocks right underneath the warp that we just placed over on this side, and of course on the other side as well, like this. Then we are going to place 2 blocks over here and the front as well, like this. Then we take the dark prismarine stair, and what we are going to do is on this side we place dark prismarine stair like this, and next to this block we are going to place it the other way like so. So as you can see, you get some kind of little corner like this, and we are going to do this on the other side as well. So one stair facing this way and the other stair facing the other way, both outwards as you can see. And if you did it right, you should end up with a overhang like this right above the door, and that looks very, very nice. Now of course what we did over here, you should also do over on this side. And if you did that, it looks like this, but we still miss one big overhang around this bend, and that's the next step. But first, I made a little bit of a mistake. You can do this if you want, but to make it maybe a little bit nicer, you can break this last line so it's not connected to this overhang over here. So then this one will be 8 blocks long. So from this slab to this slab will be 8 slabs instead of 9 like this one. You can do this if you want, you don't have to, but maybe it looks a little bit nicer to delete this last line so you have a little bit of a gap over here. So now we got the last part, which is this big umbrella or overhang right in this bend. And this one is a bit harder to make, so I'm going to do it layer by layer and explain exactly how you have to make it. So when we have this bend, we are going to these 2 blocks over here, which is right below these 2 iron bars right here. So not over here, but over here. And we are going to start on this side, and what we are going to do is we are going to use the prismarine brick slab, and we are going to place 2 slabs against those iron bars like this. So not down here, but one up like this. Then we go make the corner like so, and then we make a zigzag kind of motion like this. So we have some kind of W shape. So no block over here in this corner, break this one. So we have 2 over here, then 2 like this with 1 in this corner, and then 2 like this. So if you do it right, you have 2, then this W shape, And then of course, just like we did over there, 2 blocks against these iron bars as well. So now we have 2 W shape and 2 like this. And then we go to the next layer. So we are still using the prismarine brick slab, and what we are going to do is we are going one slab down. So we are going to place slabs over on this level now. And what we are going to do is we are going to place 4 slabs over here. So we have a little gap right here. And then 1, 2, 3, and 4. And as you can see, you end up flush with these 2 over here. And of course, we are going to do this on the other side as well. So leave 1 gap. And then 1, 2, 3, and 4 like this. Then we go diagonal and we break this corner one. Then we place 2 like this, and on the other side of course as well. So go diagonal like so, and then place another one, and then right one in this middle part over here. So right in this corner. So if you did it right, you have 4, then 2, then 1 over here, then 2, and then 4 again. Now we are going over to the wax oxidized cut copper slab, which is a huge name for one single block. So we are still going to work on the same level, and what we are going to do is we use the wax oxidized cut copper, the slab, and we are going to place 4 against these prismarine slabs over here. So also 4 over here. Then we do this on the other side as well to make it a little bit easier. So 4 over there and 4 over there. Then we go diagonal and we place 2. We do this on the other side as well, like this. And then we place 1 in this corner and 1 in this corner. So if you look from the top, you have 4 of these oxidized copper slabs. Then 2, then 1, then 1, then 2, and then 4, like this. Still on the same level. And now we are going 1 level lower. So now we are going to use the warped slabs, and what we are going to do is we are starting over on this side, doesn't really matter, or this side or this side, and then we go 1 slab lower. So we are going to build on this level, and again, just like we did up here, we are going to place 4 against these oxidized copper or cut copper slabs. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, just like we did over here. But then 1 layer lower, like this. Then of course we are going to do this on the other side as well, like so. And then 1, 2, 3, and 4, like this. Then we are going diagonal and we place 2, and we do this on the other side as well. So go diagonal and place 2, like this. And then we are going to do the W shape again. So the same shape as this shape over here, but then down here. So again, go diagonal, and then we make that W shape, like this. So as you can see, we have now this kind of zigzag W shape over here, right in the middle. So 4, 2, W shape, 2, and 4. Now for the last layer, we are going to use the dark prismarine blocks and the stairs. So first let's start with the block, and the block will be 1 layer lower as these slabs. And we are going to place a block right here in the middle. So we are not starting over here on one of these sides, but we actually are going to start from the middle. So place a middle block right here. Then we go diagonal from that and we place a stair. So don't place any stairs over here. So we have a block over here and then a stair. And then another stair against it. But we actually want this one in a corner, and that's a bit hard to do. The easiest way to do this is by placing a block in this under this slab, and then place a stair against it, and then you can break that block. And now you have this kind of stair that has a corner, like this. So we are going to do this on the other side as well. So the best way to do this, place a block underneath this slab, then a stair against that one, and then a stair like so. And then you can break that block, and as you can see, now you have a little bit of a corner in that stair. So a middle block, and then 2 stairs over here and 2 stairs over there with a corner. And we do this again over here, same principle as this one. So place a block underneath this slab to make it a little bit easier. Then place a slab like this, then make the corner like so. And then you can break this block, and as you can see, just like we did with this one, we now also have 2 stairs like this. And of course we are going to do this on the other side as well. So place a block and then a stair another stair and break that block, and then you will end up with this. So for the last step, we are also using the stair still, and what we are going to do is we are going to place a stair over here. So not over here in this corner, but right here. And then instead of 4, we are just placing 3 of them. So 1, 2, and 3, like this. And of course, we are going to do this on the other side as well. So place a stair over here, and then 1, 2, and 3, just like this. And then this overhang is completely done. If you want, you can also use some iron bars, and then underneath this you can like place iron bars over here, for example, all the way to this side, and you can do this from this as well, just to give the idea that this is actually supported by something. So you can place some iron bars, and actually that doesn't really look that bad. So you can also do it over here by doing it diagonal, and then like this. So now it looks a little bit like it has some kind of support. And you can also do this with these or these overhangs, but that's just totally up to you if you want to do that. And then the build is officially done. But of course, I think you really want to learn how you can actually use this design to make a full city, because actually you can. This is just a corner, of course, but you can make it as long as you want, as I said. So I will give you some tips right now. So if you just want this build, then we are done. But if you want to learn how to decorate or how to use this build properly, then just stay with me, because I will explain what you can do. So as I said in the beginning, this build is actually tilable. You can actually make it as long as you want. And I will show you how you can do that. So as you can see, this whole face of the building is basically all the same. So it's actually pretty easy to repeat this whole thing. For me, it's pretty easy because I've world edited, so I can really do it quickly if I want to, but I will show you. So what you can do, for example, is we want these 4 windows and basically this whole wall. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this part over here, and I will just place it right next to it. And you will see that you can just stack it as long as you want. And as you can see, we just copied a part and we actually placed it right next to it. So as you can see, it just continues, and now this build is on this side much longer, as you can see. And we can do this a few times to make it very, very long if we want. So let's do this and then paste again. And then we can make it infinitely long. And that looks absolutely awesome. You can actually make it very long, and you can make a lot of shops underneath. And as you can see, it doesn't really matter if you have the same pattern in this kind of building, in this kind of style. In most buildings, you cannot really use the same kind of pattern, because then it gets a bit bland. But in this case, there is so much detail that it actually doesn't need that. And it's a specific style. So that's the cool part about this style and this kind of building. So you can actually make this very long if you want. Now, if you're wondering what you can do with the back, I would suggest to do this part over here on this side as well. These houses are normally not that really big. They're not really that deep of a building. So you can just make the same design over here, but then on the other side. So for example, I will copy a part. Let's see. And as you can see, now we have the other side as well. Now, of course, if you do this on the other side, you will have an inner corner. And it completely depends on how you are going to use that. You can just make a road, but you can also make some kind of indoor, like a garden area or whatever. That's totally up to you. But as you can see, you can just use the same design from this side on this side without that it looks very weird. So in France, they actually have these kind of buildings, and they actually look like this. Now, maybe the glass roof over here is a bit too much. So you can maybe choose to stop it over here and then just use a normal flat roof instead of having everywhere this glass. But that's completely up to you. But as you can see, you can just stack this building as long as you want. And I would suggest to use this same face or the same design on the other side of the building. And as you can see, you have plenty of room inside this building. It's actually a really big big building itself. So yeah, that is one of the tips that I can give you. But what about some decoration like plants and bushes? Well, I will explain how you can do that, because a lot of people have trouble using or decorating your build with some leaves. So the easiest thing, what I always do, which is very easy, is just simply place them everywhere. I actually have no idea what I'm doing most of the time. When I place some plants, I know that it has some kind of veiny shape. So what I do is I start somewhere down here and I place some normal leaves over here and I make a bundle. The start is always a little bit bigger than the normal plant. So start with a bit bigger group of these leaves and then just make it a little bit smaller like so, and just make some kind of vein like this. And then you can also go upwards, and you can also do this in a kind of vein, in some kind of vein style, as you can see. So you can go up the building, you don't have to go all the way up, and then maybe make one more over here that goes like this or something like so, as you can see. So I start over here and then I make some kind of branches that goes all the way up or goes a little bit to the left or to the right, not too much. And then I will also do this over here, for example. So I will just start making a little bit of a blob and then go upwards a little bit, and I will make it a little bit different than the one that we have over here. So this one will be a little bit shorter, and this one maybe will only have one vein going like this. Maybe a little bit like so, but not much, like this, for example. And then when you have done that with normal leaves and you look from a distance and you think, well, that looks great, just take the azalea leaves and then just replace some leaves with the azalea leaves. You don't have to do all of them, but I just switch them out for some azalea leaves because they have that nice pink color, and that actually works very well with these kind of buildings. So just replace them, and as you can see, by doing that, it actually starts to look a lot better. So to make it even more prettier, I would say make a nice big sidewalk. That's something that a lot of people actually don't do. If you have a building and it is a big building like this one, in most cases in real life you have a sidewalk, and normally in real life the sidewalks are not that big. But in Minecraft that's pretty hard to recreate, because if I would make a sidewalk of just 3 blocks wide, it will look way too small for such a big building. So in real life it maybe is a little bit smaller, but in Minecraft it looks much better if you make it a little bit more wider. So in this case, actually this sidewalk is pretty wide, and as you can see, it doesn't really look that bad. Actually, it helps out this building a lot because it looks like it has actually some kind of foundation. Now one last thing, this only works when you have a shader pack like I have. This lighting trick, it looks very cool from the outside. Let's say you make a really big city and you don't really use all the buildings. This could actually help you out. So basically, if you want to do this lighting trick, it's very simple. It's just a little bit of a ridge down here. So I went 1 block down and I placed some lights down here with a white background, or actually I used the bone block, but you can just use a white background. And then from the distance it actually looks very cool. It gives a really cool lighting effect. And then we came to an end of this video. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for building along with me. And I'm very happy that a lot of you actually like my buildings and my tutorials, so thank you very much. Anyway, if this is the first building you have built from my channel, then go check out my channel, because I have a lot of these kind of buildings in this style, also in tutorial form. And with that, I can teach you how to make these kind of things, because these tutorials are made to actually make you improve in building in Minecraft. So I hope these tips helped you out, and I hope this building helped you out getting a better understanding of how to make big buildings in Minecraft. So I hope you enjoyed. Anyway, thank you so much for all the support and all the likes and everything in the comments. Thank you so much. It helps me out a lot. Again, if this is the first video you watch, go check out my channel and please consider to subscribe because that helps me out tremendously. So anyway, thank you so much for watching and I see you guys in the next video.